We have a surprise for you this morning. The WhatsApp number, just to remind you, 4579997. The number to call, 4579997. Number to WhatsApp call, number to WhatsApp voice note. Good morning to the men. Good morning to the
Morning,
men.
morning, morning, morning.
The men, les hommes. That's how you say it in French, right? Les hommes. How you say it in Spanish?
I don't remember.
Amigos?
Hermano.
No, that's
That's
Hermano.
friends.
Melo.
Hermano.
Hermano is brother, no?
Ah,
Hermano is brother.
hermano.
Hermano.
Oh, El Mano.
Or hombre.
Oh, okay, okay. Hombre.
Boy,
Yes, that's it.
something so. So we're going to be talking about men again
Yeah, leave out
this
Chinese. It's
morning.
Nansheng in Chinese.
Yeah,
Thank you for
that's,
that.
yeah, come on, man. Come on. All right. In studio, we've got Mrs. Charmaine Joseph Barnwell. We're going to be talking about men's health and wellness from very small to very big. All right. The entire spectrum. We're going to try to squeeze it in as much as possible. So men, message your partner, tell them to tune over to WeFM 99.9. We're going to be talking about you. And I'm looking forward to hear what men need to have a very healthy life. Ari too. Ari has a million questions. All right. So where do we start? Tell us about yourself, Mrs. Joseph Barnwell.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning to the men, especially. We know most of the times we talk about women's nutrition, so I'm very happy you invited me to speak on the men because men need guidance too. So I was diagnosed with PCOS in 2008 when I was, in my young 20s, and I just thought that I can get through it, I can deal with it. But as I got older and things started becoming more evident, like childbearing and so on, you realize that you really need to fix this problem. So I went to this very old doctor. He was one of those well-known doctors, Dr. Charles, and he said, I can give you two options. I can let you do the synthetic way, the hormonal way, which would actually make you less susceptible of conceiving, or you can go the natural route. And I said, well, let's go the natural route. So he gave me this pamphlet called the PCOS diet. When I looked at that thing, nothing that was on that pamphlet was anything I would eat.
Oh, no.
Yes. So that's when I realized how much damage I was already doing to myself. Because everything that they said I should stay away from eating was exactly what I was eating.
I bet pizza was on the list.
What is
It
on
is on
PCOS?
it's polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Thank you.
Yes. No, it's a syndrome. So it's a list of different symptoms and it
Yeah.
affects women differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I started pursuing knowledge in nutrition, dieting here, dieting there. I did a couple short courses on the internet, and then I realized this thing is a rabbit hole. And the further you delve is, the more you go. So I ended up doing an advanced diploma in nutrition so that I can help myself. And since then, I've just been putting the information out there for people because I know it's a struggle and it's not information that is accessible on the easy access internet. I like to call it the easy access internet, the one that the algorithm gives to you,
Boy.
the one that the food companies push, the one that the health, the medicinal industry push. Yeah, that's not the information that I'm talking about here. I'm giving hard facts. So when we're looking at men's nutrition, I said I want to go from a stage to the different stages, from the childhood stage to the adult stage, because really and truly, a lot of men's health actually start in their childhood. What they eat in their childhood is very, very important. And I'll explain certain things. Now, when you're a child, a little boy, boys are very rambunctious. They run around, they
Oh,
get
yeah.
busy. They really can't sit still, and that burns a lot of energy. So they eat a lot. And what do they eat? Quick foods, quick sugars, right? Sodas, juices, snacks. I have a son, he's in that phase. It's very difficult. It's like pulling teeth. But food aversion is normal in young children. You shouldn't really force them. You should actually introduce new foods once a week. Yeah, one time a week, three times a month. So you should actually have a week where you don't even try to force children, because food aversion is something that can cause children to never want to eat healthy.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people who just hate vegetables,
Yeah. Ari, you like vegetable?
they
Yes, I
probably
do.
they
Oh.
probably got
You better,
Puppies
man.
spanking for eating vegetables when they were children, so they associate vegetables with the spanking more than the taste of the vegetable itself. So food aversion is something we shouldn't really take lightly
I
when
don't
it
know. I
comes to
never
children.
understand that,
What?
because it's same spanking you get when you're doing something wrong. That don't mean you have a aversion for touching hot objects. If you put your hand to the stove, you get spanked. So why if you get spanked for vegetables, you have your mind turned against vegetables?
Because when we do things wrong, we are intrinsically gratified.
Hmm.
When you are spanked for doing something you're supposed to do, there's no intrinsic gratification. That is teacher. That's reinforcement, positive and negative
I thinking
reinforcement.
about that.
Um,
It's a,
we
that's a
went into a
different
different.
segment. It's a different segment.
Okay.
Okay.
So you were talking about
Food aversion.
food aversions.
Right.
Every week you introduce something new. Keep a week off.
Right.
But they could gallivant in terms of eating ish, sort of.
Right. So when that child becomes a teenager now, you'd realize that teenagers, their lifestyle actually changes. Boys who are very active, they will tend to continue to be active maybe in sports
Mm-hmm.
or have an active hobby, like they'll go play football or something with the boys. That requires a lot of energy consumption as well. So they will continue to grab for those quick, starchy foods. So then they'll start going for the fast food. They'll start going for the pastries like bread, and that will be their go to nutrition because it fills them up with energy. They feel revitalized and they think, well, yes, I'm healthy, I'm ready to go. In reality, those processed foods are not good for them
Mm-hmm.
because those processed foods are not nutrient dense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So God is so good that He has actually placed everything that we need in the most accessible thing, which is greens. Most
Mm-hmm.
people believe that greens have no nutritional value, which is incorrect. It has little caloric value. So you don't consume a lot of starch when you eat greens, but the nutrient density of the greens is very rich. So you can eat a bowl of caldo soup and have at least 92 vitamins and minerals in that caldo soup. And you can eat, let's say, a Subway sandwich and have about 50% of what you need.
Kalu soup.
Caldo soup it is. So when we think about nutrition, most of us think about what is comforting, right? Because that
I
gut
feel so
mind
guilty right now.
connection. But comfort and nutrition, it's not the same. You have to actually curate your body to the point where comfort and nutrition is synchronized,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're accustomed eating quick starchy foods, especially when you're younger, to get that quick burst of energy, men would often choose that as they get older more and more. When they start to go to the gym, especially, I have to warn these gym guys. They like to watch these videos with Flex Wheeler and Ronnie Coleman and Kai Green eating a 5 pound steak with the big bowl of rice and a 12-inch pizza. And you have to remember these guys are in the gym 8 hours a day because they are professional athletes. They're also obese. Yes, obesity is also in muscle.
What?
Yeah, it goes
Yes,
both
it
ways.
goes both
I
ways.
always thought it was fat.
No, no, no.
No,
There's
it's
a
your body
level.
mass
Yes, there's
index.
a level that you're supposed to fit into.
Very good. You're right.
Oh,
Yes, so your bones
it
and your
just
muscle, which is your skeletal structure and your muscular structure, carries your organs and everything else. And that has a bearing capacity, much like columns of a house. It has a bearing capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you bear that with fat, muscle, or your heavy book bag going to school,
oh gosh, no, you've never.
yes, it has a bearing capacity, so it is affected. So when you look at these guys, they're actually obese, and the
Mm-hmm.
same way obese people who are obese through fat, adipose tissue, they consume more. These guys consume more because they don't want to lose that weight, that
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
mass.
Mm-hmm.
So they eat like that. But then you also have to remember that these are professional athletes with a certified nutritionist, a therapist, a physiotherapist, a doctor. They have a whole team that's monitoring their levels. And then they start taking these supplements,
Mm-hmm.
right? The excessive protein. Now let's look at this chemistry behind these products. When you eat a lot of carbohydrates, because I used to see it in the gym. I don't go to the gym anymore, but I used to see it in the gym all the time. The guys before they work out, they'll sit with a large bowl of Cantonese Chinese, whatever, or they'll have a large loaf of Graves bread, the whole sandwich loaf, and they'll just push it together, and then they'll take a spoon of peanut butter, and that's what they'll do. And I look at that and I said, that's only gonna last for about 30 minutes into the workout because it's not nutrient dense, right? It's gonna give the body a sugar rush, an insulin spike. It's gonna help them build muscle because insulin helps to build muscle. It's an anabolic hormone, meaning it helps to build up. That's why, you know, you get fat when you have a lot of insulin because it's a building hormone. So you take this insulin and you get this sugar rush and you work out. And then after that, when you experience the drop in your sugar levels, you want more sugar again. So it's like this constant cycle of eating processed foods without the nutrients needed to actually repair the damage that you do to your body. Because when we exercise, we actually damage our bodies. We tear our muscles, we damage our bones. Yes,
Really?
yeah, when
Yeah.
we have impact, the impact is important. It is important that we damage our bodies in
Yeah, you're
moderation.
supposed to
Oh.
tear your muscle when you're
Yes.
walking out. But let me say this because I see Crystal keep looking over and watching me.
No, I see you
I don't
fidget, so I'm
believe.
like,
Oh,
oh.
I don't believe in eating before I walk out.
Mhm.
I go to the gym. I don't believe in processed food. I'm very afraid of processed food. I don't care if it's pre-workout. I don't care if it's protein powder. I'm afraid of anything that's profit except Popeyes. I love Popeyes. But outside of that, when I walk out, I use flaxseed and I use I cannot remember the other seed.
Chia?
What's that?
Chia?
Chia.
Chia. I use chia seed and I use what's the thing that you find in the reef again? I don't know why I'm speaking. Sea
Simos?
moss.
Simos.
I use sea moss. That's what I use when before or after I walk out, and I believe in walking out on an empty stomach. That's me.
Okay, so working out on an empty stomach is good and bad.
Mm.
And this is why having nutritional knowledge about your body type is important, right? So for some body types, they can't work out on an empty stomach. So if I am what you know as an ectomorph, I cannot work out on an empty stomach. I will look like Crystal. I'm slim, I'm slender, I have long arms. My body burns calories like crazy.
Mhm.
Working out on an empty stomach is going to basically deplete any energy and any positive results from that workout. So
Okay.
she actually needs to load her energy so that she can fuel her workout. For somebody with a body type like you, which is thicker, you may be an endomorph.
I'm sorry, that was funny thing.
No,
So I call a man thick. You're looking thick.
okay,
Facts.
robust,
Robust.
robust, sturdy.
Thank you. Thank you very
Sturdy.
much.
He will need he can work out on an empty stomach. But when you say empty stomach, I like the fact that you say that you incorporate seeds, simons. What you blend this with? What you have this with? Berry,
Oats, yeah.
just oats alone, no milk, no
Milk.
coconut milk,
Okay.
right? Because going back to childhood, do you know that men have estrogen?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes, men
Mhm.
have estrogen, right? So your ability to convert testosterone to estrogen is genetic. It starts in utero, in your mother. So men just naturally have an imbalance of who can create more estrogen than others. One factor that increases the amount of estrogen that a man will ultimately create in his body when he gets older is his body fat percentage as a teenager. So when you go through puberty with more adipose tissue, your body actually releases less human growth hormone. So you actually become less buff, less tall, less less virile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If
why you
you
whisper there? I
are
didn't hear you.
um
Less strong.
less strong as a man.
The backbone.
the back
Your
part,
back.
yes, it becomes less strong.
So I drink linseed.
Yes. So you actually would find men who have high libidos and so on. And then some men have moderate, and then some men could care less. So that's because of that genetic predisposition. But when you go through puberty as an obese teenage male, the adipose tissue works along with insulin. It works along with other hormones. It basically, adipose tissue is not just fat, it's an organ, and it communicates with the body. So it limits the HGH because HGH burns fat. So it's like I win or you win. So that male would naturally have a less propensity to produce testosterone and a higher propensity to convert testosterone to what we know as estradiol, which is the estrogen version in males. What happens when you get older is those males tend to develop breast sometimes. They even get breast cancer, and gynecomastia. And it starts, it manifests in different ways. They can get depression. They can have low serotonin levels, so they're always lethargic, just some easygoing kind. Not anything against personality traits, but some men, they have a lot of dreams, but they just don't know how to get there. And then it depresses them when they're trying to get there. Yeah, that's because they may just have a lot of estradiol. Right? So they have to eat to increase their testosterone and work out to increase the testosterone, and then they'll start to see all this. I think that's why those guys like Andrew Tate and those podcasters who encourage those guys to go in the gym and work on themselves, and all they're doing is just helping these men convert their internal chemistry.
I'm glad that you said that. Because a lot of people feel like Andrew Tate only says negative things, but I've heard a lot of positive encouragement that some of it toxic, but a lot of it encourages your mental health. Work on yourself, set your goals, go to the gym, work out. I don't see anything wrong with
A
that.
lot of people say what I say is toxic.
Really?
Yeah, because hard facts are hard to take.
Especially now.
You understand? You would not want to hear as a mother that if you allow your son to continue to grow into an obese teenager, that you're limiting the possibility of him having a good sized member that is going to affect his self-esteem when he becomes a young man.
And that's usually affected by the diet?
Estradiol and
Interesting.
HGH and adipose tissue.
I did not know that.
Yeah. HGH. So you won't want to hear these hard facts. So when we get to the men now and they're in their adult phases, they go to the gym. It's either they consume these protein products that are high in glucose and protein that's going to put a lot of strain on their kidneys, and they're not eating high fiber foods that's actually going to flush the colons. You start having problems with your colon. You see, men, colon health is very important because with women, our pelvis is shaped a little differently than men. It's a little hollow in that area. Men is a little more compact.
I don't think this is something that we speak about enough. What age should we start having our colon checked?
Well, I would say having your colon maintained is the best thing for you to do. I was passing Sion Hill on my way here this morning, and I saw so many senna leaves, just senna trees, just lying around. And senna is one of the best colon cleansers. Long ago, mommy always used to ensure that you do a purge at least every 6 months or once a year and so on. You need to have your system purged. And it's different than a detox because detoxes are done every day. Your body has natural detoxification systems. And if you eat the right foods, right? So let's say, for example, I consume a lot of lemon and ginger. My liver's gonna get a good cleanse from eating lemon and ginger, right? If I eat a lot of omega fatty acids, my brain is gonna get a lot of cleansing when I go to sleep, right? So these foods help to detoxify these systems. But when it comes to a purge, as in ridding your body of excess, sometimes you may do a colon purge, and that can help to flush your system because when men eat these high processed refined foods, some of them they grow externally fat, right? That's subcutaneous fat. That's actually healthy for them. But the visceral fat, which is the one that grow in the tummy, where they have a fairly slim figure, but they have this distended tummy, the excess tummy weight. That means that there's fat in your organs around your organs.
What?
Yeah, that's where the fat goes. In
This
your
is we're
organs,
talking
around
men.
your organs,
So
and women.
Oh,
Visceral fat.
oh, we have to break soon. But I started taking apple cider vinegar to work on lower
That's
stomach
now
fat.
owned by
Does
Bill Gates. I would consider making my own.
it? Does it work?
It depends on what you want it for. Apple cider vinegar is just a matter of putting in acetic acid. Acetic acid is like citric acid. It helps to cleanse your liver, and it also helps to increase your stomach acid.
Okay.
Right? So some people have naturally low stomach acid. Some people have high stomach acid, which goes back to eating for your body type. So some people they think I can get a nutrition plan from somebody, follow this nutrition plan, and I will get the same results. The reality is you may not have the same body type or body chemistry that goes with that diet. So some people, if they take apple cider vinegar, it will cause heartburn. It will cause, adverse stomach problems if they already have a high stomach acid. But if they have low stomach acid and they take the apple cider vinegar, then it regulates. For somebody like that, they'll probably need to take sodium bicarbonate, which is
Okay.
baking soda, or you can just do Eno. It's the same thing. It's baking soda and Eno.
Okay. So unfortunately, we have to stick up in here. We're going to take a break and we'll come right back with men's health.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SVG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Osto, the king of the Outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy-duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SVG Tire Sales and Services. In Kingstown, 457-1467, or in Arnisvale, 456-6444. SVG Tire Sales and Services. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
Sparrows, rum, of pure sophistication. Sparrows, rum, aged to perfection. Skillfully crafted and forged with time in oak barrels. A rum so divine. Discover authentic Caribbean rum. Sparrows, premium rum. Sparrows, full-bodied rum. Sparrows, pure sophistication. Discover authentic Vincentian rum. Sparrows, premium rum.
Distilled and blended by St. Vincent Distillery. Limited. Please drink responsibly.
Agents, Careers, Distributions Limited.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom? Whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seat. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwatchit.vc.
WEFM, the new fresh sound. WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
And welcome back, St. Vincent and Grenadines. The time is now 8:35, and we have with us Dr. Shameen.
Mrs. Shameen.
Sorry, Mrs.
Joseph.
Shameen Joseph. We're talking men's health, and we started with men's nutrition.
Mm-hmm. I have a question on men's nutrition. Like, you spoke about generally the effects of certain things on the body from childhood, teenage, adulthood. What are some of the foods that men specifically should be eating?
Well, it goes back again to their body type.
Mhm.
So there are 3 main body types that we can look at. Some people can be borderline both, right? So we have the ectomorph, the endomorph, and the mesomorph. As I said, the ectomorph is the very slim, slender, long, as we would say, the lanky kind of guy, right? So that individual would find it very hard to put on weight. For somebody like him, he will have to eat more starch than someone else. And I want people to understand that whereas medically there is a need for essential fats and essential proteins, there is no medical need for essential starch because our body has 4 different systems that it uses to get sugar. Sugar is produced in the body. So when people say, oh, we need sugar, yes, we need sugar, and that's why the body has 4 different ways of getting it. But for somebody with an ectomorph body type, their body consumes a lot of sugar, so they'll need to, replenish that. So they'll need more complex carbohydrates, which means maybe banana, breadfruit, sweet potato. I always go for the organic stuff because most times when we think processed, we think a package. No. When you blend food, it's processed. That's why you call it a food processor. So we process food. When we cook food, we process it.
Ouch.
We blend food, we process it. We freeze food, we process it because we actually change the chemistry of the food when we freeze it. Yeah. So I don't want you to think that complex means that you have to, have these foreign foods like quinoa and all these expensive greens that you hear about. No, we have our local complex carbohydrates that men have been using for ages, especially those who were farming and so on, that were able to sustain their energy reserves. I would suggest always high fiber because, again, it's very, very important for the colon to remain clear. Women, our area down there is hollow. Men, their area is very compressed. And there's a very important organ that is very close to the colon that has that connection. So when men suffer from fecal impaction and constipation or chronic constipation, it sort of infects the prostate. So I always advocate for high fiber. So complex carbohydrates, high fiber. And if they find that that is too weighty on the gut, they can use smoothies, right? So smoothies are not for everybody. So blending oats and everything is fine if you're an ectomorph, you're a naturally slim person who need that constant energy. But if you're a heavier set person, maybe green smoothies or teas, simple teas, just boil some bush in water, and that will give you nutrients Because when you see the water turn to green, that's the nutrients from the bush in the water. That's all the vitamin K and potassium and magnesium and everything that you need in the water. And it's actually more hydrating than simply water because water just has H2O. Right? And in order for our body to be hydrated, it needs to use magnesium that is going to carry the sodium, that is going to open the channels, that's actually going to start that mitochondrial energy to be charged up. So you need minerals in your water. So just drink teas as opposed to smoothies if you are an endomorph. So for the endomorph, I would suggest 2 heavy meals a day and a soup at night. And when I say a soup, I don't mean a Vinci soup, right? Which is a bowl of water with starch. I mean the soup that we look at on TV and say, what is this they're getting out of that? Right? Where you just boil maybe some vegetables in some water with some chicken stock or some beef stock.
It's like a boiling.
That's a boiling.
I don't know.
You know
As
what
manish
is
water?
yes. Fish tea. Fish tea.
Water.
Yes, manish water. That is the kind of soup that men should be drinking at night. So just few vegetables, few
Makes sense
little
now.
vegetables, and yes, the internal organs. Excellent.
So my question is, there are a number of studies or a number of articles that state that because of the high salt intake that we as Caribbean people or even Africans would include in our meals, that a lot of our meals are very unhealthy. What do you have to say in response to that?
Well, our body needs salt. Salt is not the reason why we get hypertension. Sugar is the reason why we get hypertension. Yes. Sugar is a thing that thickens our blood, causes our body to not be able to absorb the sodium. So the sodium stays there in our blood, and then our veins, our muscles cannot dilate because calcium constricts, sodium relaxes. Calcium constricts, sodium relaxes. When we have too much sugar in the blood, it stops that balance. So sugar is what starts the constriction, and then sodium builds up, and then we see the symptom of sodium as a reason for the hypertension. But hypertension is caused by glucose diets. So having a lot of salt in our diet is only as a result of us having too much starch in our diet. So our body, because it needs the sodium, because it cannot absorb the sodium, we crave the sodium, but it's already excessive in our body. So if we limit our sugars, we can actually manage our blood pressure. If we manage our blood sugars, we can manage our blood pressure. Limit our sugars, your blood pressure will go down.
So that's going over
And
into.
do not restrict salt. A lot of people assume that we need to restrict sodium. Yes, it is important for us to have all vitamins and minerals in their portions, in their daily recommended doses. Right? Too much of anything is bad, even if it's a good thing. And it's the same with sodium. Whereas our body does not need sugar, we do not have a need for excess sugar. Our body has 4 systems: hydrolysis, glycolysis, ketosis, and autophagy, where we get sugar. You need sodium for all of those functions to be carried out. So if you cut out salt completely from your diet, you're going to start experiencing other health issues and your pressure will still not go down. You need to limit the sugar.
That's interesting. Is that why when they talk about like hypertension, they always talk about diabetes the same?
Yes, because as I said, your body chemistry is what really depends on how you interact with food. So there's a new study, or there's a very trending study in the higher echelons of the world, the first class societies, where they're actually gene mapping. They're doing gene testing and they're looking at the specific genes that were not fully developed in utero, and then they'll look at the nutrients that are needed for those specific genes. So for me, my body might be able to tolerate an excess amount of glucose, but it may limit my ability to absorb sodium. For you, it may just cause high insulin levels and a pancreatic disorder. So all acquired autoimmune disorders, whether it is PCOS, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, cancer, all of them are caused by excess sugar. Because that is the toxin that starts to dysregulate the hormones in your body. So your immune system actually has two functions. It's external and internal. It attacks external, defense external, but also it regulates internal. So your immune system, which is centralized in your gut. So how you eat fuels your immune system. You need vitamin C, you need your potassium, you need your magnesium, you need zinc, you need all of these things so that your immune system can function well. When there's a dysregularity in your immunofunction, you start getting hormonal imbalances. Those hormonal imbalances affect different body systems.
Okay, let's take a call this time. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning. With your guess is was a dietitian. What's the occupation?
I'm a teacher by profession, but I have a degree. I have an advanced diploma in nutrition. I haven't labeled myself as a nutritionist. Mm-hmm.
Do you incorporate exercise into your education outreach?
Well,
do you emphasize anything with exercising?
Personally, I have an app. Where I offer nutrition plans as well as fitness plans. I don't do the fitness plans, but I source fitness plans based on what I think you can endure at your health level. And I also work along with a doctor, Dr. Jose Davy at Better Health Clinic, where she can do your medicals to check whatever medical history. Yes. So with her checking your medical history and with me curating a nutrition plan for your specific needs, I can then give you fitness plans. That app is connected to your Fitbit or your phone. So I track your steps daily. Yes. So if you don't make the steps, you'll just get a little reminder that you have to get up 10 o'clock in the night and do those steps. I also track your water intake. And I also suggest different wellness exercises because mental health and wellness is something that we overlook. Stress actually is one of the biggest issues that deplete our vitamin C. Our immune system has a hard time dealing with stress. And all of that you can access on my social media, Inform Wellness VC. And I have a web. Go ahead.
Walking, many people may not be able to do the different exercises. I think walking might be an alternative. How much walking? How much walking should one do? I try to do it, but I'm not able to do it every day. I try at least 2 hours a week. Let's walk.
8,000 steps a day.
And it helps me with sleep.
Yes, it does. Walking is very important. Walking is very important. Yeah. About 8,000 steps a day is important. Anything lower than about 8,000 steps and you're eating 3 meals a day, then you're consuming more calories than you're burning. So it's important that you also remember to eat healthy while you're including physical fitness, because physical fitness without proper nutrition is detrimental.
Yeah, and I find when I get I do a 2-hour walk, maybe once a week, and I find I sleep better too. I sleep better too when I walk.
Yes, walking.
So I wish I could do it more.
Don't wish, you can do it. I believe in you.
No, can't do it every day because the weather, because of the weather changes and so. Mm-hmm. Maybe too hot, maybe too cold or whatever. So, but try to do it too. I wish I could do it more. I sleep better when I after I walk 2 hours, sleep much better.
You can try indoor exercises like stretches. Even on your bed, you can.
Yeah. That could be done too.
Yeah.
You hear? Stretch on your bed.
Or walk up and down the steps.
Yes.
Walk up and down the steps.
Mm-hmm.
My son every morning.
One more question: Do you find more people might get sick after the Christmas time or so? because they might eat a lot of different stuff, eat and drink a lot of stuff. Do more people get sick after the holidays, Christmas, etc.?
People getting sick for the holidays is only a new thing, you know, because when you look at traditionally how we ate for the holidays, we balance things out. Now, what people don't realize is that little sorrel drink that we have with the clove and the cinnamon and all of that. Those are detoxifiers, you know.
We said, oh,
Yes, sorrel.
I'm so glad you said that.
Sorrel is much more potent than cranberry. And when we eat all the sodium in the ham and the fat and all of that, we drink ginger beer, which helps the liver to synthesize and metabolize all that fat. So if we were to eat traditionally, like how we were, as opposed to, oh, I didn't like that, and my grandmother this and that and whatever, we would tend to balance out. And then after Christmas, everybody used to do a little purge. You understand? To get rid of the excess.
Those things, those ginger beer and marby and sorrel, unless you make it yourself, buying some of them in stores is sometimes too sweet. Very too sweet.
Well, I think that is the major problem why so many people all around the world are suffering with health issues, because we have chosen consumption over production. Now, consumption is about the marketer making the most profit. And if putting a lot of sugar in something to make you addicted to it and make you crave it is going to bring them more money, they're going to do it for their financial profit. They're not concerned about your health benefit. Your health is your concern. So if it matters to you to have ginger beer and sorrel for Christmas, but you cannot set aside 1 weekend out of your busy schedule to create something that's good for you, then you're too busy for your own good.
Ooh.
Well, unfortunately, caller, we have to take a break here, pay some bills.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Good morning. Bye-bye.
You take care.
I guess we'll go into the questions on the live and on the
WhatsApp.
So we'll be right back.
Shop at Lanes, where you come first for value and quality you can trust. Lanes. For home hardware, fashion and more, the best prices at every store. A warm fancy welcome is waiting for you at Lanes, your family store for value.
Magic on and win with Coca-Cola and make your moments even better. One lucky winner will win a 65-inch Samsung Smart TV just in time for the holidays. There are also interim prizes to be won, including Samsung Galaxy mobile phones and cool Coca-Cola hampers. To enter, collect 6 591 ml Coca-Cola or Sprite labels, place them into an envelope with your name and contact information, and drop it into the boxes provided. All labels must state bottled by Grenada Bottling Company to be eligible for entry. Promotion ends December 15th, 2023, so enter now and get your magic on with Coca-Cola Real Magic.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with CNW Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, CNW Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there, reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands, providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack, Interbrand Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
Boy, so where you getting crashing on? Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Unfortunately, we only have 5 minutes left with Mrs.
Charmaine Joseph Barnwell.
I was trying to remember which one going first.
Oh.
No, that's Charmaine. The surname, Joseph or Barnwell.
I will always choose Joseph, that's my lineage.
Oh.
Barnwell was born Borrowwood.
We have 5 minutes remaining. She's going to answer some of the questions on the WhatsApp and on the live, as well as add closing statements.
Okay. All right. So on the live, why do men have to use the bathroom as many as 5 times in the night?
Okay, so that can be high glucose levels, so too much sugar in your blood. And it can also be pressure on the prostate, especially if you find yourself starting to urinate and then you pause and then you urinate and you pause. You really need to eat a high fiber diet, cut down on your sugars, and maybe take a colon cleanse once a month. That's because you may have fatty liver and fatty tissue around that area compressing your colon. Your feces don't get to move as well. It takes 8 hours for you to digest one meal just from your mouth to your stomach, but it takes 36 to 72 hours for that to reach from your stomach through your small intestine to your rectum.
Unless you're lactose intolerant, comes out right away.
That's the allergy working in your benefit. Yes, but yes. So if you're eating so much that you have so much food that is compacted there, because it takes 3 days for your body to actually process that, and then you have fat that is squeezing this colon, limiting the limited space that is there, it may be putting a lot of pressure on your prostate. That plus high blood glucose levels will cause you to get cancer or kidney problems. That's why men generally get a lot of those sort of problems.
Mm-hmm. All right, somebody's trying to call on the WhatsApp. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to ask the doctor or physician a question. Now, the milk, you was talking about milk. I'm from the Grenadines. I'll drink a lot of Simas, linseed, banana punch, and all of that. And I'm in my 50s. How bad this milk? Because I want to stop drinking this milk. When I heard this message, it's kind of scary to me now with this milk. So, if I drink this milk only in the punch because I don't drink it in tea, I think it could still cause a big problem.
Well, there are 2 things I want to talk about with your punch. The first thing is blending banana in punch actually restricts other vitamins and nutrients from being absorbed from your punch, because banana has that sort of, it has a specific chemical that blocks polyphenols from other fruits and vegetables and so on. So it's better that we eat the banana and not blend it, because when we blend it, guess what we do? Process it, right? But in your punch, I would not suggest dairy. Now, if you have a cow that you go and you milk for yourself, I would say, well, yes, go ahead, have some dairy. But the reality is the milk that we get in the supermarket, these are from dairy farms. The cows are unhealthy. They're laden with antibiotics and hormones which come out in the milk. In addition to that, many of them, they're milked through machines. So when they milk them through these machines, they cannot tell when the cow has mastitis and so on. So in the milk, there's actually pus, sometimes even blood from these breasts, inflame the breasts with cancers and so on. And they just package it for us. So sometimes what you're eating is just a soup of blood and pus hormones and
Wow.
antibiotics. So if you want to have a little goat and milk your little goat and have your milk, pasteurize it at home, fine, or just pick a coconut
No, but
and
yes, that's what I use most time with my young son.
Mhm.
Because I heard about this thing before.
Mhm.
So what I started to do, I started to make coconut milk.
Yes, do that.
But he don't like the coconut milk that much. I like it. And
Um,
then I thinking about all those almonds. I don't know if these almonds are the
yes,
almonds that grow around our beach. I want to take them up now and see if I could make milk from them.
yes, you
I don't know
can.
if it's possible.
Yes,
I can,
yes, you can. So what you
but
do is you
because I
put them to dry, you
yes,
hatch them
somebody told me that
open,
a while ago.
soak them in
Yeah.
water, warm water overnight, take off the brown shelled,
Yes, please.
blend them, and
Yes.
when you're making your milk, don't just think healthy food is bland. Healthy food is delicious, all the herbs and spices that are adaptogens, that are
Well,
medicines for
I
our
eat a
body.
lot of spices. I eat a lot of spices.
Mhm.
Use a lot of ginger, clove. I get a lot of spice from Grenada because I live in Grenadines. So I use
Okay,
a lot
but
of spice.
right, so
And
in
seafood, I
Mhm.
get a lot of omega in me because I
Yes,
don't leave my fish for the other day. I fish my fish and I eat it the same day because you could get
that's
the
good.
omega. Because when these fish go in the fridge, the omega comes out, you eat the
Yes.
rubbish. So I try to eat that kind of food. And I heard about lamb, the conch. I heard the conch is also good, but it's dangerous.
Yes.
So I take time with that one.
Okay.
But I eat a
But
lot of
but
fish.
back to the
So
coconut milk
but
for your
my
son. Back to the coconut milk
yeah.
for your son. I want you to incorporate spices in your coconut milk. Don't just make it bland. When you're making your coconut milk, my recipe for coconut milk, I put in vanilla essence, I put in my cinnamon, I put in a little bit of anise if I need to, depending on it. I make it as delicious as any store-bought coconut milk that
Mm-hmm.
has these added flavors.
Yes, I do that sometimes
All
to
right.
get it spicy so he can get it. But if he most of the time I give him and don't let him know, but he custom to get it and he tastes it. Say, oh, this is coconut milk, daddy. You know,
Put it in
I,
something he likes. Make
yeah,
soursop and put it in the popsicle, and you'll see him eat it like that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
never
don't use milk in soursop here in this island. We use
really.
soursop with
That's
lime.
good.
Yeah, we use the soursop with lime,
Nice,
and
nice.
it give you. You should try that
I like
soursop with
that.
lime.
Yes,
It
a
give you,
very
it give
hydrating
you a
drink.
mild. Yeah, and then you inside of your body feel real nice after.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So thank you. Yeah. So thank you for your information. I'm here. I'm listening, and this is the kind of program I really like. So you
Thank you.
can learn about your nutrition and how to keep your body. Most of what you talk a while ago, I doing just that, but just the milk confused me. So thank you for telling me that I can use the almond and the coconut milk. Have a great day.
You too. Keep
All
up the
right,
good work.
All
Crystal and
right.
Ari.
You have a good one.
You
Thank
have
you
a
so
good one.
much. One more quickly. This one came in a bit earlier. What is best to be used for acid reflux? And then we can't take any more calls. So
Okay, so
let's
acid
just.
reflux is not something that you use something for because it is an issue that needs to be solved. You solve that by correcting your gut biome. What actually happens when you have acid reflux is either your emotional state is not causing that sphincter muscle to close off, or your gut biome is so imbalanced, as in you have too much bad bacteria that the good bacteria cannot function. And it actually means that the bad bacteria is eating away at your gut lining. So what you need to do is actually replenish your gut lining, your mucal membrane in your gut. So the best thing for that is sea moss. You drink sea moss, you eat sea moss in soups, you incorporate sea moss in your diet, you stay away from starchy processed foods and you eat more high fiber foods, you're going to starve that bad bacteria and the good bacteria will then begin to flourish. A lot of people talk about yogurt for bacteria. When they put the sugar in the yogurt, they're killing the bacteria that you actually want in the yogurt. So, yes, don't think yogurt is going to help you with your gut biome. The unsweetened one, maybe, but I'm still questioning the dairy source.
Mhm.
But I strongly believe in our local CMOS. If you have CMOS, every morning you get up, you have the tea with CMOS. But before you go to bed, you have a soup where you incorporate the CMOS. You stay away from starchy foods. Eventually, you will find the bloating, the gassiness, and all that. Because bloating is just the fumes from the bacteria after they have digested and they have the flatulence, same way we have flatulence and everything, the ferment same way. That bloating that you feel is from that bad bacteria feasting on your stomach lining. So you have to get them starved in order for them to die, and then the good bacteria will start to proliferate. You can also use prebiotics and probiotics to boost that system.
Okay. In the interest of time, as informative as this is, we have to bring it to an end. So, would you mind dropping your socials for those interested in speaking to you more? You mentioned an app.
Yes, so I am Inform Wellness VC on Instagram, Sherman Joseph Banwell on Facebook. I have a website, Fitbud Inform Wellness, that is connected to my app. So when you go there, you can get started. Once you sign up, it will send me the email and I will add you to the app and we can go through the process there. Don't worry about the payment plan. In St. Vincent, we do not have online payments like that. That's just facilitated by the app creators. So working through the finances that will come after. But when it comes to signing up for the app itself, you can message me directly and I can add you, or you can go through the website. That's Inform Wellness VC on Instagram, Sherman Joseph Panel on Facebook.
All right. Thank you so much. It was quite informative and it was really greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
I definitely appreciated it.
You have a wonderfully. And we have to wrap it up and move on to.
Yeah, the time is now 9:05 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.